survivors. Welcome to D180, the horror movie podcast, taking you on a ride. Thanks for linking up. I'm AJ.
And I'm Janae.
We're still checking out these cameras for Lost and Found Footage Month. This time we're going to be checking out this little tape called Creep. Have you ever wondered what happens when you enter a random Craigslist ad?
No.
Have you ever before?
No.
You've never taken an odd job before?
No.
Come on, you strike me as somebody that would do something like that. Like, not super, super odd, but I feel like...
I mean, I've done liquor tastings at liquor stores, but...
I've done that too, but that was part of when I was a promotions assistant, but I guess that's different.
I think most of my odd jobs have been like internet-based, like being a transcript person, like person who does transcription and then captions on videos and stuff, but like... That's about it.
Nothing like super risky that you just thought like, this might not be.
Now I've done activities like that, yes. But
see, that's what, see, girl, same thing. Spill. Because I'm like, no, I know your ass got a story.
I can't divulge that on this episode.
See? Absolutely not.
It's a little bit too on the wild side. And yeah.
It's probably people looking at the podcast like,
But it does have to deal with meeting people off the internet that you haven't met before.
Meeting people off the internet that you haven't met before, so you like meeting strangers.
So this was a stranger encounter, yes. It had to do with the dating site. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, well. You might just be like our little friend Erin here, but we'll get to that later. I got your park recommendations. You ready?
Yes.
If you liked this movie and you're interested in something similar to this, whereas our main characters walk into a situation that turns into a questionable one, I will recommend The Invitation that came out in 2015. I think it's still on Netflix. I'm not sure.
I think I've heard of this.
I really, really like this movie.
It sounds so familiar.
I should have put it in my notes if it was streaming anywhere. I'll do that for you guys next time. But my next recommendation would be, if you want to see and this is kind of not a spoiler if you watch the trailer, but if you want to see a sick man manipulate people, I would recommend the movie Saw that came out in 2004. You might have seen that one already, but there are some little links between Saw and this movie if you think about it.
Yeah, I've seen Saw. Now, I don't know which number I stopped on, because like I said last week, I stopped after a while.
But you know what? You know what it was? What it was?
Or franchises, actually.
Besides the fact, I just think like, if I watch the Saw franchise now, I might feel differently. Then I think I might have been one of those people that were in it for the chaps, and the extra storyline was a lot. But at the same time, I don't know if you remember, Saw and Paranormal Activity was jabbing each other up in the box office. Like, it was fight night for real. Because remember, at first, Saw was the Halloween movie. And then in 2009, that's when Paranormal Activity came out and started giving them a run for their money. And I remember, was it Paranormal Activity? Was it the first one? It might have been the first Paranormal Activity movie. I saw that back to back with my sister Samantha. Hey, girl. We went to see that, and it might have been Saw 6. I almost want to look it up now. It might be 5. Which one came out in 2009, y'all? Who's screaming? Let's see who's gonna scream at us this week. Hold on. I hate running numbers. What's VI? 6? Yes. See? I should know that. First of all, like, I don't see this all the time. Every fucking day, like, I don't see this symbol. Anyway, they came out together, and I remember going to see Paranormal Activity. I was scared AF. And then we went to go see Saw 6, and I fell asleep. But to be fair, to be very fair, we saw them back to back, and at this point, it's like pushing midnight, and Saw 6 is 2 hours. It was a lot for me, okay? I didn't fall asleep, but I was dozing. It's some part, all I remember is everything was red. I don't know what's going on. I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you when I started tapping out. I just know that dude must have been valid in his reasonings. That's all I remember is that he was valid. He had to be valid in his reasonings for what he was doing.
Oh, girl, whenever, whatever thing prompts us to ever explore those movies, child, I know you gonna have some words. But anyway, speaking of words, this week I actually don't have a long story for how I found this ride. This one is like a low-key deep cut for me. And when I say that, I mean like I would always see this cover art on Netflix when I'm scrolling through the horror movie section, and I was just never paying attention to it. And once again, when I was moving into where I'm staying now, I, had some free time on my hand, and that's when I finally watched it, and I was just like, wow.
Liked him.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. This was
Y'all
that
had a couple of
guy.
laughs in there for me.
Yeah, that's why I liked it. It was actually pretty funny, and it did what it was supposed to do. But see, the thing about that, and you know what? I don't care. I'm just going to be all over the place with this one. It was supposed to be a comedy at first.
Really?
Yeah. So the thing is, when they started taping this, and this movie, it's two people in the entire movie.
Yep.
It's this Patrick Bryce, who was the director, and he also plays Aaron. And then you have Mark Duplass, who's the producer, and he also plays Joseph. But before I go further, let me pause real quick since I'm here. Jason Blum is the producer. Are you familiar with Mr. Blum?
Blumhouse.
Yes.
Blumhouse.
So let me tell you something. Mr. Blum, he passed on the movie that we talked about last week, Blair Witch, right?
Oh, girl, you can't be saying pass slow like that, because I was like, wait, what?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was like, wait, what? He passed?
So yeah, him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last week, when we discussed the Blair Witch, he was actually asked to be a producer on that, but he decided to skip out on it, right? And you see how well the Blair Witch did. I don't know if I mentioned this in the last recording, but did I mention like for every dollar spent, it made like over $10,000? Every dollar made over $10,000?
No.
Like, girl, what the fuck? Like, that's what Nikki meant when her money's so tall that her Barbies gotta climb it. Like, what the fuck? Like, anyway, that's one of them lessons that Jason was like, I can't fumble the bag anymore. And child, let me tell you something. Every found footage movie from then on, he has a finger in. And I looked, and it's not every single one, but it's majority. And I got a little list because I'm petty and I got time. So he had a hand in, of course, this movie we're talking about right here, Paranormal Activity. Paranormal Activity 2, 3, Paranormal Activity 4. Sinister isn't quite found footage, but there are some found footage elements in there, so I'll just throw a little thumb on that. Paranormal Activity 5, the marked ones. The Visit. Paranormal Activity 6, the Ghost Dimension, the one that I was discussing. Anyway, Unfriended, the 2014, the original one, and Unfriended Dark Web that came out in 2018. And then I'm going to round that long list out with Paranormal Activity 7 that's slated to come out in 2022. And you already know how I feel about that.
I'm tired.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. You already know. I love me some PA.
I haven't made it past 3.
That's your fault. That's on you, sis. And because 4, oh my God, Catherine Newton, oh my goodness. I am a little Catherine Newton fan. And I'm not even going to tell you who she is yet. I want you to just experience her on your own. You're probably going to look it up anyway. Don't matter. But she is a bomb little thing. And I hope she gives us more horror, okay? Anyway, before I went on my Jason tangent, I was saying that this is entirely a two-person film. The only other thing we get remotely close to a person is some chick named Angela on the phone, and it's a voice.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I believe it's Mark Duplass's wife, but they don't even credit her in the movie. We're just like, oh, I mean, all right.
Like you just gonna use my voice and not even give me a little credit? Okay.
Okay, the shade of it all. I might have said this earlier already, but this movie is real similar to last week's movie because it does involve a lot of improv and they had to really play off of each other. And then, as found footage is, it pays off when you actually get genuine and true reactions. But remember when I was telling you that this was supposed to be like a comedy movie at first?
Yeah.
It was going to be called Peach Fuzz after the mask.
I just want to know why they gave that name to that mask. Like what?
I mean, low key, like that's kind of iconic though. Like it's not gonna leave out your head though. You're gonna know who Peach Fuzz is forever now.
Exactly, but it's so weird. Like
It
really?
is, because it's like there's nothing Peach Fuzz about that mask
Exactly.
at
When I
all.
think of
First
Peach
of all,
Fuzz, I think of like my little brother because well now he got like a full blown facial hair. But at the time, for the longest time, he just had little Peach Fuzz, and it's
just
like
joking.
right now you talking about some oh yeah Peach Fuzz. They gonna woof what?
You're not ready for it. But yeah, when they decided to call it Peach Fuzz at first, they chose to rename it because they was just like, okay, if we have a movie called Peach Fuzz, people are gonna be trying to figure out like why is it called that?
Yeah.
Like, we'll see the mask, but this was before they decided to turn it into a horror movie. Because at first it was just gonna be a comedy movie about kind of the same concept, but I don't think they had much of the creep aspect developed yet. I think it was supposed to be more like Aaron came out and met this guy, and this guy just takes him on a wild goose chase for a day, you know?
Yeah, this I like it better like this. It's more like a
Exactly. And you
it's
want to know
horror but like
why?
with a hint of comedy.
So you like horror comedies?
Yes, but it depends. I like horror comedies that are not supposed to be comedy. Like I like things that I find funny that most people don't find funny.
I got you. I got you. Well, see, I was saying, why this turned out the way it did? Because they had friends who told them the truth and told them like it is and was like, yeah, no, 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 no. This would be better as a horror. You should just go and do that.
Well,
And
thank
they
God
really
for
did a
those
good
friends.
job. Yeah, great. So that's when they started getting to work on that and they chopped it up so much. They worked on it, or they didn't work on it for a year. I can't remember how long they actually took to tape it. It really didn't take that long, but it took them a year to edit it. And that resulted in them having to about what, 10 to 12 different endings. And I want to know where those are.
Yeah.
What do those look like? Because what else? Where was you gonna go?
I don't know. It took a couple of turns that I wasn't expecting, and I like that. But at the same
I'm
time, it
so
was
happy
like,
you enjoyed this. I'm so happy. Well, before I let you tell me, I gotta take you to this queue line, sis. You know how it is. You ready?
yes.
Howdy, survivors. Please keep your tips and limbs inside the vehicle and remain seated at all times. Hang on to your personal belongings, especially your minds and spines. 'Cause this here's a wild ride.
So, Miss Lady, I have a little quiz for you. I want to know, how easy is it to take advantage of you?
What?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of happens to our friend Aaron. I mean, you can call it manipulation too, but he also takes advantage of him in a lot of ways. And I just want to know.
Should we be telling our audience this? Because what if I meet somebody and then they be trying to take advantage of me? See, this is where my true crime brain comes into play.
But see, now that you've taken this quiz and you get your results in the end, you know where you at. And then you know what you need to work on.
Okay, I'm gonna let my boyfriend listen to this because he swears I'm too nice and that somebody will chop me up one day.
So have you ever said yes when you really meant no?
Yes, all the time.
Taking your anger back home with you.
Yes.
Have you ever lent money to someone even though you knew you couldn't afford to?
No.
Have you ever gotten too little change back from a purchase, realized the mistake, and just let it go?
No.
Have you ever agreed to do a favor for someone, knowing full and well it would mess up your plans?
Yes. Oh my God.
Ordered a dish at a restaurant, received the wrong order, and eaten it anyway?
Hell no.
My girl. Never. Seen someone cut in line right in front of you and didn't say a thing?
No. Ooh, child.
Especially not at fucking Target. Hell, the fucking no.
Like, excuse
That's
me.
so check
I know
out
you
line,
seen us
'cause
standing
I ain't
here.
playing no games. Do not. Okay, keeping it cool. Have you ever been knocked over or ran into and then you apologize?
Girl, no.
I have before, but sometimes I'm aware that I could probably hurt you more than you hurt me. It's been proven, but that's neither here or there. Anyway, have you ever received terrible service somewhere and didn't complain?
Yes.
Have you ever been really upset with someone and you just didn't say anything to them about it?
I'm going to say yes because I'm that type of person who sits and stews and then I come back later.
Have you ever been treated unfairly and ain't do nothing about it?
Yes.
Have you ever been late to something, but then ran into a talkative friend and let them just chit-chat you up without excusing yourself?
Yes.
Have you ever taken the blame for someone else's fuck up?
No.
Bet not. Have you ever forgiven someone who hadn't even said sorry to you?
Have I forgiven someone who hasn't said sorry? Yeah. Niggas.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of, falling for an ex's BS.
Yeah.
Felt sorry for someone who really didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
Given into some sort of emotional blackmail.
Emotional black? Oh God, yes. Woo, girl.
I'm triggered.
Triggered for real. Woo.
Been a pushover knowing that you were being a pushover.
Yes. This is why Brandon says I'm too nice.
Been a pushover and enjoying the fact that you were being a pushover.
God no. Who enjoys being a pushover?
I don't know. It might be some people out there. I want to know because
King.
come over. No, come over. I got chores for you to do. We got things we can get done. Have you ever stayed with someone out of pity? Better be honest. Don't lie.
Yes, I have.
Have you ever bought something that was completely useless, Janae, don't lie, just because the salesperson would not give up?
Yes. Okay, so like when you go into like the little strip malls and you walking past and they grab your hand and be like, here, let me put this lotion on you, and you really don't want to buy it, but then you buy it.
Girl, have you ever been the victim of rudeness and said nothing at all?
No.
Yeah, no, I can't tolerate that. Trusted somebody and gotten screwed.
Yes. Unfortunately.
Trusted that same person again and gotten screwed again.
Yes. Sometimes, your friends just be acting retarded.
Let somebody just keep the change they owed you without saying a word.
Nah. Give me back all my little coins.
Run that. This ain't that. Said sorry for something that was not even your fault, G.
No.
Known that you deserve to be upset with someone, but couldn't even bring yourself to actually be upset with them.
Yes.
Okay, you got 3 more. Had someone promise you something and not deliver.
Girl, these niggas.
Oh. And then you didn't even ask about it. You just stewed on it. What you do?
Sometimes I ask, sometimes I don't. It depends. But I'm gonna say yes, because these niggas.
Promise yourself that you wouldn't be duped again, and then you got duped regardless.
Yes. I'm probably dead.
Swear you wouldn't let yourself get pushed around anymore. And then can let yourself get pushed around again regardless.
Yup. These niggas. Why most of my answers have to do with me?
What the fuck is wrong with these niggas? Girl, let's see these results. You checked 20 out of 30 on this list.
Because I'm too nice.
Well, you know what?
Actually, we're not sending this to my boyfriend because he doesn't need any more ammo against me. So.
Yeah, you know what? I'll erase the timestamp. Girl, on last week's episode, I spaced on the timestamps, but I mean, the views were up on the first day, so apparently somebody was liking it and was fine without knowing the timestamp. So, shout out to you, survivors. But anyway, before Janae gets into some more situations that just might land her in some places we don't need to be, let's get on Mr. Aaron and talk about 2014's Creep. So, Creep.
If we, hey guys, if we grow large enough and we get a Patreon, I'll tell you the story.
Oh my God. Yes, come on, do it. Y'all better find all the survivors y'all can, because I swear to God, y'all don't understand these stories, because I know some of them. Girl, okay, come on, get the fuck. Let's go. We gotta strap your shit, sis. Let's go. We out. You are hell. You are hell.
All right, we are leaving the flatlands and we are heading up towards the mountaintop. The ad said $1,000 for the day, filming services. Discretion is appreciated. A yellow door. And realizing that no one knows I'm here.
Hi!
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you.
I'm assuming you're Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron. Nice to meet you.
Joseph. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is gonna be a good day.
So the reason I've hired you is because I have terminal brain cancer, and I want you to film me to make a video diary for my unborn son.
You ready for this?
Okay. Joseph.
This is called an adventure. We don't know exactly where we're going, but I have a feeling. When you follow those feelings, great things can happen. Don't ever forget that.
Joseph?
There was about 2 seconds there where it looked like you wanted to kill me.
Joseph? I think I'm gonna head back. You see my keys?
One drink, okay?
Bottoms up.
Hello. You need to get out of that house right now.
Joseph. Joseph.
Why do you look scared? Don't be scared. It'll all be over soon.
know what? I gotta get on this trailer real quick because the music at the beginning of this trailer is so plucky. I thought I was watching an episode of King of the Hill for 2 seconds until Mr. Joseph popped up on the scene, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
So I like the trailer, but at the same time, I didn't like the trailer because I felt like it gave away a lot of the parts of the movie.
You know what it did, but do you think after seeing the movie, it still kind of makes up for it because you don't fully know everything?
Yeah, I don't think you fully know everything, but it just shows you like all of the
It
important
does,
parts.
because you see, and we in spoiler territory now, so it don't matter. You see the whole little Peach Fuzz reveal, like before he rushes him. We see him, the whole fire scene answering the phone. So I did take notice to how a lot of stuff was in this trailer that wasn't in the movie, or it was slightly altered a bit. But it makes sense when we're dealing with a movie that's coming on the festival circuit, gets picked up, and then, get polished a bit. So of course things would be different, but it does still give away a lot.
Yep, a whole lot.
But I don't know. Like I said, I still feel like I was still okay with it. I have to agree because I have to be fair because I know I give other trailers shit. But I still feel like if I did see this trailer before I decided to watch the movie, some of the scare would probably be gone because the first time I saw it, I really was like, oh my gosh, like what the fuck is going to happen to Aaron? Like, oh Jesus, like,
Yeah,
oh gosh.
but so the funny thing about it is like some of my theories were off base,
What were your
but
theories?
okay. So I'll have to say them like when it comes up because like
Okay.
I wrote it down like I
Yeah.
bet he does XYZ.
Okay. Well, I'll just start then. So we meet videographer Aaron, this guy we've been talking about this whole dang episode, is vlogging while he's on his way to a gig in Crestline, Lake Gregory. And I looked this up. This is in California. I was like, okay.
It also the opening kind of reminded me of Honeymoon.
It did. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think of that. That movie popped up on I just be letting YouTube playing, whatever pops up, pops up. And I think it popped up on this countdown for movies that tell you the answer before it gets to the end. And so, spoiler alert for Honeymoon, if you don't want to know, I mean, it is what it is. Skip ahead like maybe 30 seconds. All right. So it was like, it gives away that it's aliens, that point where the light comes and shines inside of the bed. Well, no shit, Sherlock. It's not giving away anything. We knew that. Like, what the
Right.
fuck? Like, all right, sis. Anyway, back to the story. He's telling us about this gig that he got. He's going to be filming for a day. He's going to get $1,000. But see, the only thing is, he doesn't know who he's meeting.
See, okay, I don't like Craigslist. I don't like the idea of Craigslist. And I don't like the whole not knowing who you're meeting thing.
So what do you think about babysitting, though? Before we had sites like Sitter City and Care.com.
So I always did like babysitting off of recommendations.
Mm-hmm.
It was never like a random, hey, I saw your profile on care.com or whatever, come babysit my kid. It was always like, because my brothers are 10 and 12 years younger than me. So it would be like one of the parents be like, hey, is your daughter free? Can she watch my kid? Stuff like that.
Right, yeah. But no, I've done a few of those calls, and thankfully I haven't ran into any of those type of situations. But I can understand, because I mean, even both ways, because sometimes you think you about to go babysit a little kid, and it ain't no kids over there to be found, and it's a whole situation. But I don't mean to put that in nobody's head, but I'm just saying. But you got to think about it. Just like this dude, first of all, he didn't even know who he was going to meet. He thought he was about to go meet a 40-year-old granny.
Listen, okay, so wait.
That's
I have
not
a story.
funny,
It's not even me, it's a friend, and I'm not going to mention the friend's name, but she went,
I know her.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
So she was supposed to be babysitting this man's children, and she does, but then eventually it turned into a whole sugar daddy situation, and now he was like picking her up from places and like meeting her places. Actually, like she had me go with her on one of her meetups with him because she didn't want to go by herself.
As she should.
Right. But I was just like, how do you get yourselves in these situations? But she popping now, so but she's too nice like me. and she don't be trying to run people out their money.
Because it's just like, what comes with that. Like if you show me a guy that just wants to give me money because he just wants to fucking give me money, please. Because you know what I'm gonna do. You already know it's a tag team situation in this house. Like I'm just going to pass the cash, sis.
Hello? Hello?
So Aaron pulls up in his yellow car to a yellow door. Seems like no one is home, so he calls somebody, they don't answer. So he walks back to his car, but before he gets there, he sees a yellow axe. That's kind of weird. So finally thinking to leave, Joseph pops up and out of nowhere, get used to it, y'all, because this is going to happen a lot, okay?
Bruh, like off rip. This man is weird to me. Off rip. You look like you have a nice face. Sir, what?
Yes, because I'm like, even that first encounter, the hug off top, and you know what, because like I said, I watched this before, but when I rewatched for the show, BJ watched it with me. And I was like, so I wonder, do people think I'm weird when I greet them? Because I'm a hugger when I greet people.
But you don't make that face that he made talking about something. You got a nice face. He was more creepy with it than like overly friendly. You know what I'm saying? There's like a thin line between being friendly and being creepy friendly. And he was being creepy friendly.
For me, this is a rewatch. Knowing what's going to happen and just seeing his faces make it so much darker. And girl, I just can't take it. I got goosebumps right now talking about it because I don't want to see that face. Because it really is kind of, when you think about, when you know what he is going to eventually do and you hear the things that he's saying to him, and throughout this whole game he's really just mind fucking him and playing with him and testing him and seeing how far he's going to go and how far he can push him, manipulate him, take advantage of him before he just disposes of him. And the fact that we really don't know if he is calculated or if he might actually just be crazy is scary.
I vote crazy scary.
It's something. I don't know what it is, but it's something. Getting Aaron acquainted, Joseph formally introduces himself, letting Aaron know that he had cancer, but instantly beat it. However, sometime later, he started getting dizzy spells, and they were accompanied by some cognitive misfiring. This led him to discover that he had a tumor the size of a baseball, and they only left him with about 2 to 3 months to live. On top of that, his wife, Angela, is 6 months pregnant, and he's going to have a baby named Buddy, but he might not be here to see his baby. So the whole reason that Aaron is here is to tape a day in the life of his daddy so his kid can see it.
So that whole tumor thing aside of the baseball, instantly I was like, no, you don't, because why your head look normal?
And I was thinking that too, but I didn't think that when I first watched it either.
No, I thought that off rip.
Yeah.
I looked at his head and I'm like, why is your head?
It was in the front of his head. Because if he would have said in the back, then you could have bought it because he has hair to cover it up,
But even still, his head would have looked weird. Like, how people got them lopsided wigs and they don't lay flat. And so his hair probably would have looked like that.
Girl, with another hug, he pays Aaron up front, establishing their partnership, a journey into the heart, as he put it. Once again, this is the scene where he's really just making some faces, because I think he says, are you ready, Aaron? You should be. Something like that, and just darts up the stairs into the bathroom.
Him and his running away this whole entire movie.
It's like that SpongeBob meme. And I'm gonna find it. You
no, not the SpongeBob meme. There's another one too where it's like when you have to do something but you just take off running, like you're in The Sims.
Hey yo. I miss playing Sims so bad. Not with my mods.
No, there's another one too where it's like, people just start doing the Naruto run. That's the hero around here too.
Did you ever know anybody that ran like that for real? Because I know two people that ran like that for real.
Yes.
And I'm just curious, what was y'all gaining from that? But you know what? Let me not stunt, because I thought I was a pretty guardian when I was little, and I really was, and I still am. When Aaron finally gets upstairs, Joseph is half naked, and Aaron's like, ooh, but Joseph's like, no. And Aaron's like, are you sure? And Joseph's like, yeah. And then he proceeds to get fully naked and get his ass in this tub. I'm just like,
So the way it started off like this, I really thought that it was gonna go left. Like this whole movie, I thought it was gonna go left so many times, but it didn't.
because I'm like, is he about to lock him in this house and it's about to turn into a whole little, I don't know, situation?
Exactly. I thought, see, I thought it was gonna go left.
So he's fully naked in the tub, and this is where he explains what's going on to Buddy, Aaron, and all of us, because like we said, we just don't know what the hell is about to happen. As a boy, the best time of Joseph's life was tubby time with his daddy. And so if he doesn't get the chance to do that with his son, he wants to act it out on camera. And baby, he committed to his role. He understood the assignment.
He did, and it was weird, but it was cute and understandable if you're thinking from the point of view of he's really trying to make this video for his child.
Yeah, and that's what makes it so unsettling, because you really don't know if he's for real or not.
He not, but it was weird, but it was also cute. So
But then it
it's
takes
kind of a little
that
unsettled.
turn when he starts admitting his feelings about, his future. And, I tell y'all all the time, I'm afraid of my own demise. But it's sadder because he, as far as we know, this is really his reality. And for him to just slide down into that water like that, baby, don't do that while I'm there on the job.
I don't like Joseph. Joseph.
And he gets
Joseph.
spooked. He gets jump scared. This is like, what, the second time he does it? Because he does it when he comes in the house, too. I'm just like, this poor baby gonna piss on himself at some point. I'm surprised he didn't. Because you know what? I'm not gonna stunt. I actually do this to people. I just haven't done it in a long time. Oh, girl, you know who does it to me and gets me well every single time? And I get so pissed.
BJ?
Yes. Cause how the hell? Cause the thing is, he be fucking with me. Cause he know this lifestyle I be living with, this horror stuff. So he just know I'm always on 10. So my clubhouse, my tree house, all the way at the top of our townhome. If the laundry and dryer unit is going, most times, and I'm probably blasting a podcast or some music, whatever the hell movie, I can't hear. This boy will creep up the stairs. And a few times, he really got me by like rolling some shit past my door. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And sometimes he'll just stand there, and depending on where my desk is in the room, because I moved it around sometimes, I won't see him. And he just pops up. And I'm like, dude, you're gonna... Okay, you know what? Enough with the jump scares. Aaron is very upset about this whole little situation. So much so that... he just needs a breath of fresh air. So Joseph tells him there's a jacket in the closet. Go get yourself situated and, we'll regroup. When Aaron goes to the closet, this is when we find this goddamn mess, Peach Fuzz.
I'm still mad at this name.
Peach Fuzz is a friendly wolf his dad created along with a little song. I want to sing this song. Hello, my name is Peach Fuzz. I look like I eat you up. Rah. But I'm as friendly as a rabbit. And I make a really good friend. Peach Fuzz! I am here. And there's nothing to fear.
Girl,
first
I
of
was
all,
looking at that TV like, what the fuck?
Now, the only reason, my friends, that I know this song is because I used to work at a facility where I had to do puppet shows. So picking up little songs like this is just easy for me. But, baby, listen, what the fuck? Who made that song up? Cause I get it.
Clearly him.
Low key, but when you think about it, you know how our parents try to get us to not be, I was about to say a scared girl. I've been watching Bad Girls Club and Rugrats. Excuse me, everybody at home. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Responsibilities.
But yeah. So when parents are trying to do that, that they'll make these little silly songs to try to make vicious things seem harmless. So I'm just like, I don't know if we're really getting put in Aaron's shoes this entire time, but not all the time, because sometimes I feel like you was being real dumb, Aaron, and I'm gonna call you out on your shit in a little bit. But at this point, I'm standing on this hill. After the show is over, Joseph finds some matching hats, twinning, and they're off to this little place that Joseph heard about. It's a legend about this place called La Aguas Milagros de Corazon, and the meaning is the miracle waters of the heart. Ain't that cute? The lore is that there's like this healing body of water, and it has something to do with a heart, and only the pure-hearted can access it. How's your heart, Aaron? It's good. Better be. I said, oh, god damn. He about to kill him in the woods now. He about to take him out to the woods. Y'all ain't coming back. Damn. So in the woods, Joseph just leads Aaron on a little goose chase, and at one point just straight takes off on him. Like, I'm like, damn, like, am I watching the Blair Witch again?
But this pisses me off though, because it's like you're not gonna follow him. You just gonna stand there and be like, Joseph?
He just took off. No explanation. Was you gonna follow a cameraman? He's not. First of all, let's just establish this. Aaron would suck and get fired on the first day if he worked at Maury. Honey, you can't do that.
But not only that,
if the subject ran off, you better follow.
Listen, I was always told that if black people running, you run too.
Okay, no. It's Joseph Black.
He's not. But if he just took off running with no explanation, he think he saw something. Because if we in the woods, my first thought is, okay, you saw some shit, and I'm not about to stay here by myself.
I'm running back towards the car. Fuck you. I got the keys. Like, hell no. So confused, Aaron, fills out the scene. He, like we said, he don't know what the fuck to do. So again, Joseph scares him, telling him that he just had a near-death experience. Why would I want to experience that, sir? Why did you think that was a good gift to give to a friend? Because it's not. If this man hugs Aaron one more time, I don't even know if I would want you to hug me after you just scared me like that. Like, I get it. That would be like a comforting response, but you're the one that scared me. So I don't know. But this just brings on more questions from Joseph, because he sees that there's a little animal inside of Aaron, a little peach fuzz. And he slides into his question, asking Aaron if he needs to make peace with anyone. And I kind of like this a little bit. And you tell me how you feel about it, because Aaron goes, I have an ex. And Joseph was like, you have an ex? He's like, ex. But it's because of the accent, right? So this was me, and especially in the next part, and hold that thought, because he really throws you for a loop when he's like, when you saw that axe outside the front of the house, was there a small part of you that thought I might kill you with it? And it makes me think at this point, I'm like, okay, so they addressed the axe. So, okay, that's done.
Yeah, I didn't think the axe was going to come back around.
Yeah, and they fucked us up with that one. And I said, damn.
No, Aaron fucked me up with his stupidity, but continue.
Period. Because he goes, yeah, I didn't know you, bitch. It don't matter. Once you get the vibes, you get the vibe and you get the fuck out, okay? Finally spotting a sign, which is for sewage water, Joseph actually reveals that the legend he spoke about earlier is true. And at this point, Aaron really don't know what the fuck to think, because as an audience, we're trying to figure out, like, is this nigga really a creep, or is he just, like, awkward?
That was funny. Oh, look, there's a sign. Sewer pipeline. It's shit water. Speaking
of shit water, why did they get their ass in that dirty water and splash around in it? I was just, because at first when I watched it, because, they was talking about, like, cleansing only the pure hearted, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, are they trying to purify themselves, da, da, da. But then when I rewatched it, I realized I must have missed the little sewage sign the first time I watched. I was like, oh, and me and BJ looked at each other. We was like, oh. And then they putting that on their fat. Ah.
And then he started giving him a cross, like a mini baptism. Like, baby.
Yeah, I was just like, and then you're going to go carve J and A on the rock?
And a heart. Like, that's not weird at all. See, and this is another reason why I thought it was going to go left.
I was just like, what if he pick up a rock and just beat him with it? Like, what is happening? You know what ends up happening, girl? They go to Billy Bear's for some fire-ass pancakes.
And then he forgot about.
Exactly.
He did that same thing. What movie was that where he forgot?
Stepfather. Yeah. And he was just like, well, I mean, you just told me. And then the thing is, he ends up getting pancakes anyway. I'm like, mister. So he makes Aaron confess about his first recollection of having shame. And in turn, Joseph shows Aaron pictures of Aaron that he took earlier when Aaron first arrived. And he starts playing it off like saying, I was nervous to meet a new person. But just like Aaron told him in the woods, Joseph plays it off as saying, I wouldn't have done it if I know you the way I know you now.
No, bump that.
Right. Like, boy, no, that's still creepy. But then when you think about it, this is also the first time that we fully get to see Aaron for real on camera. All the other times we see him on camera, either he's some type of obscured or, his face isn't fully exposed. And the first time we see him, he's very vulnerable because he's confessing something very embarrassing, by the way. And I don't know. It's like we kind of connect with him. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like it's kind of weird that we're seeing him in this. This is the first time we get to really see him the way we've been seeing Joseph this entire time in this movie. And he's confessing this embarrassing time he had as a child. And we see those blue eyes and you really just get to look at him and hear his story. It was kind of weird for me.
I didn't really think the story was that bad, though.
I mean, you got to think about it. Pissing on yourself as a kid is traumatizing. And then your mama went far. Because I don't know about you, but my mama definitely had that fucking ordering catalog. And I would always look through it. And I would just look at this stuff like, who is buying it? Like,
that's my nana.
Like, some of the stuff I could see, like, some of the stuff I could see being convenient around the house, but it would have, like, shoehorns and these knives, which now I understand about the knives. I get it now. But just all this random stuff, just like these control top pantyhose that nobody ever bought. Like, just what the fuck was up with that catalog? But anyway, this device that basically beeps when he wets himself and he out in public. Oh, poor thing. I know he was upset. Like, it's just a lot.
Now, I'm not going to stunt. When I was in college and I had to dress up for them business classes, control top pantyhose was the wave. Not even gonna start.
And that is her truth, sis. So nighttime comes, and besides giving us the movie poster inspo, Eric decides that he's ready to go, because this has been enough. But Joseph wants to pull up a little whiskey.
And see, this is when I would have left, because why are you trying to convince me to come in your house to
drink?
I'm
like, he gonna poison you.
Exactly.
No, look at the way he look at the top of these stairs. You don't think he crazy?
And why you begging me? You begging me.
I was gonna get us a whiskey, boy. I could take my whiskey to go, honey. Anyway, exactly. But of course, Aaron goes in for one drink, and of course Joseph scares him again. We should have had a drinking game. Every time it's a fucking jump scare, just drink. Okay, and he laughed. First of all, I kind of laughed too. The first time I watched the movie, he was fucking me up with these jump scares. And you know how I am with jump scares, but these work for me because they made it into his character. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't bother me as much that we were getting them, but they was fucking me up with these jump scares. And normally I would hate a movie for that, but it waits here. Joseph continues to lay it on thick, honey, telling Aaron that he's grateful that he decided to take this job, but he also wants to know why he's taking this job. Is it money issues, Aaron? I'm like, first of all, if you ask anybody that, nobody's going to want to answer that.
Exactly.
And then, first of all, then you're going to try to pull a fake Oprah telling Aaron there's a check in his boot.
That pissed me off because I'm like, when the fuck did you put a check in his boot?
And I was thinking that too. And why didn't you think that, Aaron? Because at no point, the only point he could have done it is when they were at the little rock thing. I was about to say Coffin Rock. This is not Blair.
But when you put your shoes back on,
you would have felt it. You're right.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, unless his feet was just wet. But no, if they was wet, if they was wet and it was a check in that boot, he would have been. But I guess he could have just wrote another one, but doesn't matter. He looked down at his boot, so that means he needs some money. And Joseph wants to give it to him. But Aaron just ain't with this shit. So he's trying to leave. Joseph reels him back in with another story. And y'all buckle up. I will give a trigger warning for this story if you are one of those survivors that just decides to hang out with us and not watch the movie. This does get deep. It's some mentions of bestiality and the 4-letter R word. And 3, 2, 1. I'm going again.
Wait. But before we get into that though, this was another thing that I thought was gonna go left. When he
Mm-hmm.
mentioned giving him, like when he was offering him money, I thought it was gonna go left for real, for real.
Yeah, like
Because
he
I'm
was gonna be
like,
like, you gotta go kill somebody.
not that. I thought it was gonna go
Oh, okay,
sexual
I'm dark.
left.
Oh shit. Damn, that's dark
Because
too.
remember, think about it. He already was naked, getting into the bathtub, and that was a little weird for me. And then he
Mm-hmm.
carving their initials into a heart on the rock.
Oh yeah.
And then
Oh.
now he's begging me to drink in the house. And then now he's like, I'll offer you
Which
some
we
money.
already think that he might have roofied it.
Right.
See,
Because he remember
wow.
he didn't even drink at all.
Mm-hmm.
He like pump faked him, which was so
Yeah, that first time.
obvious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So then it was like, okay, so now you offering me money.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going left.
Ooh. Well,
And then
instead,
after he told this story, I really thought it was gonna go left.
the story I'm about to talk about now.
Yes.
Oh, okay, hold on to that. So I know y'all probably thinking like, wait. The only reason we're even rolling footage in the first place is because this was supposed to be a day in the life of Joseph, right? Well, Joseph addresses that for us and says, buddy, you don't need to hear this, and has Aaron cut off the camera. This is about the only smart thing that Aaron does in this goddamn movie.
Everything else after this is dumb as hell.
Is keep the camera rolling. So Joseph, off camera, confesses that he bought the mask from a 99-cent store. First of all, you motherfucking lying. Because that mask was good. Okay? Baby, you know you went to Spirit of Halloween. You went to, I don't know, you went somewhere. It was not the 99-cent store. But anyway, he was having, his internet was slowing down, and that led him to catching his wife filling the browser history with animal porn, as he says. And one night, the very house that they're in right now, like him and Aaron, him and his wife was there, and he got called into work, so he had to bounce out. He left her. So at night, he broke in the window. First he went to go get the Peach Fuzz mask. That's where this comes from, when he was lying about that 99-cent store. Broke in the back window, seen his wife, tied her up, and started to engage in animalistic sex with her, kind of like Justine and Adrian and Raw. You knew I was going to bring that up. You knew it was going to happen. But anyway, what ends up happening in the story we're talking about now is he bounces out. He never takes off his mask. He leaves his wife tied up. She just knows she got fucked, and she don't know what the fuck just hit her, okay? Like,
Okay.
Joseph comes back the next day and asks her, like, how was your night? Da, 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 da. She don't say shit. And the internet problem was solved. And he is just like, but he even calls it out himself. He says, I R'd my wife, like, and we never even spoke about it. Like, this scene is nearly 4 minutes, and I was hooked, honey.
Okay, so, and then this was the part that had me a little skeptical, because I'm like, you don't think your wife recognizes your body parts or your voice or your body at all? So I'm like, so if you was to do that, she probably would have been scared at first, but once you whip that joint out, she probably like, oh, okay, it's him. So of course she's not gonna say nothing if y'all was doing some like freaky role play type shit.
Do you think, because I agree with you as well, but do you think he meant that she didn't mention it as far? Because remember, he's like, he called her out on it, and she was like, I'm not into that. I'm not the one watching that. But then when he finds out she is into that, do you think she might have known it was him? But that was like a fantasy, a kink?
A kink, for real, a kink. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think
it can go both ways. I feel,
yeah,
but I do
feel
like what you said.
Yeah, I feel like it was more or less like it was like a unspoken secret between them, and it was kind of like, something fun. Now he's telling this story to him to scare him, because I'm like, there's no way that your wife didn't know that was you,
right?
At some point,
something had to tip her off.
Right?
I don't know. You probably was scratching her. I'm not gonna start. At this point, increasingly disturbed and past uncomfortable, Aaron is really trying to go. And girl, where the fuck is his keys at? And you could tell, like, throughout the whole scene, I already knew what he was looking for. And Joseph just cool as a cucumber. And he's like, listen, man, you know how white people do. And it's funny because I just told BJ a few days ago, because I told you I've been watching Bad Girls Club. And I guess by the time y'all hear this, yeah, I'm watching season 10. I told BJ, I was like, white girls, when they try to get you to calm down or reason with you, they talk to you in a certain way. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to be Joseph. Listen, man, you got to calm down. A girl be like, you are too pretty to be acting like that. And da 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 da. But then the dude will be like, listen, buddy, you are over the legal limit. It's dark in this house. We can't find, they try to put emphasis on all their sentences. Like they really got to be firm and get through to you or whatever they were. Boy, don't be, no. Somehow convinces him to stay. And I'm just like, Aaron, do you know how many times I've drove home lit and had a great time? Them loops might do something for you, babe. I will go home.
I would have left too. Or at least slept in my car for a few hours. Because, that happened that one Halloween night.
You know what? I was rested. Well, I cannot say rested and well recharged.
No,
there
girl.
we go.
Because when we had walked to the car, you left. I ended up falling back asleep in the car.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out, like, you know me, I was having a good time. I was on my adventure because we was about to go back. I knew I was about to eat some of them chips because I ain't forgot about them chips. I was going to eat some and I was about to sit around and I was going to take my butt home. And then here you come and girl, you had a good time. And I was like, well, I can't leave my friends, so let's just sit and wait. And then I fell asleep. And then I was like, damn. I woke up. My phone was dead. It's bright outside. I said, what the fuck? Like, I feel like, because it really felt like I took a long blink. Like, all I remember is you in the bathroom. I walked to the bathroom door. I don't even know who was in there with you.
Girl, I don't know either. All I know is that I got pulled up off the bathroom floor. And yeah.
Girl, no, at that point, I was sitting down at that point because I was like, they got it.
Yeah.
I'm just here because I can't leave my friend.
And then when we finally leave, you get in your car and peace out, and I knock out.
Girl, I was like, okay, it's, you know what, at this point, it's above me now.
I couldn't. And then driving home, I had to pull over and throw up out the car.
No, wait a minute.
Girl, it was so bad.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, no.
But there's a party with us on Halloween, okay?
I'm not for real, because I'm telling you, if the world is free, because baby already got 2 Halloween costumes.
Girl.
I'm just saying, like, it's over. And then I think, you know what? I'm stopped right there. Anyway.
But yeah, I would have left and sat in the car. Even if I was a little buzzed, I would have sat in the car. I wouldn't have stayed in the house. Or at least drove a little farther enough.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not about to sit outside his house in my car so he could come Blair Witch me and bang on my windows and stuff. That's not about to work. But because he decided to stay, Aaron actually ends up gets a leg up, and I don't ever recommend this. He drugs Joseph and flips that on his head because I really thought I thought you was a goner. And I really thought Joseph was playing when he was like, don't this taste funny? Like,
I thought he was playing too.
Yeah, I thought he was playing the whole time, but he's knocked out on the fireplace. And just as we knew, Joseph had the keys, but before Aaron can get them, Joseph's phone rings. And if that ain't the loudest ringtone I done ever heard, but I feel like it do be loud when it's completely quiet in the room. But Aaron, I don't know. I think I would have said, fuck that phone and just grabbed them keys and bounced. I don't know. I probably would have took both. I know I'm not leaving without them keys. I just would have had to grab them.
Yeah. Yeah. Did he even grab the keys though?
No.
Yeah, nah.
When the phone rang, it like scared him because he was about to, he found out it was in the pocket. And as soon as he was about to get on the phone ring, so he grabbed the phone trying to silence it. But of course, when you try to silence the phone, it does not silence.
Nope.
And that's when he runs into the bathroom, whispering loudly, by the way. What? Your husband hired me. It was so loud. He was getting on my nerves. Angela is Joseph's whole sister. Ain't no wife. Ain't no baby. And he's like,
ain't no gorilla
like,
rape. Well, no, there might be. It just might not be. Angela.
That might have been, I don't know. That might have
been a real story.
Yeah, because I'm like, some people, like, I can weave a tale. You know me, I can weave a tale. But that had a little he worked on that story. But I mean, he does mention that he was an actor. So I'm starting to think, like, is this dude like pulling like a one-man showcase right now, and we're just getting all of these like tiny SNL bits? Because this is something else, and it's freaky, and I don't know how to feel. But wasting time asking all of these goddamn questions. Angela tells him to get out. Aaron comes out of the bathroom to an empty room. And listen, I had a problem with that, because I would have sat my ass right on that fireplace. You have a view of everything. You can see if he comes from any direction, you'll be able to see him. You decide to walk around the house and investigate. Once again, after Sydney Marie Prescott told y'all to stop doing that shit. Y'all doing it. And then you go outside. And first of all, this eye twitch that Joseph had sent me. Death. What the fuck? Don't be coming out the dark talking about some damn death.
But see, the funny thing about it was, I feel like he was trying to say, you could have just died just right then.
Yeah. And then he tried to flip it into some crocodile tears, talking about, I don't want to die. Like, and Aaron's like, okay, you can stop now. I already know. I talked to Andrew. And before he can even get the girl name out, he just takes off running. Like,
that was so funny to me too. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with him? Like, why you just take off running like this?
Like, it made me think of the Dave Chappelle meme when they at the office, the round table. Not the round table, though. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He just knock everything over and they just run out. That's what it made me think of. And I was just like, what is happening? So Aaron, first of all, Aaron, baby, Aaron. There's a light on your video camera, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So because there's a light on your camera and you're on a deck, and I know you out there with the white people, your fellow people, so it might be a story high, right? Why the hell did you not use that flashlight to get yourself down from the deck? Why did you go back in that house?
Yeah, I was like, wow. First of all, I was mad that he actually went outside. That was the thing. Okay, like, you see the door is cracked. Why would you go out there in the first place?
Because especially if you're on a deck, because you know you're going to get cornered. Where you going to go from there?
Right. So now you on the deck and you see him running the house and now you're chasing it after him. See, you got one time to start acting crazy like that. I'm not chasing after your ass.
No, not at all. But
he just kept chasing after him.
And this is when we get that, oh my goodness. First of all, this scene,
I thought
Aaron walks to the front door or whatever door this is to get out of this crazy, batshit crazy house. And when he rounds the corner, Joseph is blocking the door in this peach fuzz mask, hitting the sway, hitting the sway, y'all. And it's like it's a round little hip, like it ain't ringing around town.
It's like the little Beyonce joint. Was she on the wall in that? What video is that?
No, that's Promise. That's Sierra.
Oh, I just swear Beyonce did it too.
But it almost low key, and you know Phineas and Ferb when they be dancing and they be swinging their hips side to side, but it'd be more of a bounce. Yeah. It was almost that for me, but this was a little bit slower. Like his butt was like circling the door.
So he was grinding on the door, and I was like, oh shit, this shit about to go left.
and he just growling, and Aaron is scared. So, baby, I was scared too. And Aaron just, I don't know what came over this boy, but he just decides to rush Joseph, and the footage just cuts, and I'm just like,
I really like Ashley, I really thought it was gonna go left, especially after he just told the story about Peach Fuzz breaking in the house and raping the wife. I was
I'm just
like, you standing at
damn.
this door, grinding your butt on the door, and then you start doing this animalistic barking. Well, not barking, but growling. I'm like, you about to get this man?
No, it was too much. It was way too much. And then, girl, the next day, it's bright as fuck outside. Joseph is dragging up 2 trash bags filled. What the fuck is in these bags?
I knew it wasn't bodies because it was like too square and stuff.
Yeah, I tried to check y'all just in case nobody. Well, not nobody, just in case somebody ain't watched the movie. But,
Sorry,
yeah,
y'all.
it's nobody up in there. But I'm not going to say the first time I watched this, when the screen paused, I checked my Netflix because I thought something happened. For the whole time, it's Aaron. Aaron actually, he's not in the bag, as we said. He actually made it out alive. He tells us what happens, and he reveals that Joseph actually sent him this DVD days later. And he's like, I don't know if this is a threat. How the fuck he get my address? But you know what? Instead of using this shit as proof, this nigga throws it away. Why would you? You literally could have took that then and there to the police. And yes, it's a guy walking up a mountain digging something. But y'all don't know what's in them bags. Go look what's in them bags, because we still don't know.
Exactly.
That night, he has a dream that, oh gosh, oh Jesus. He topped me in weird dreams, okay?
Okay, so as he's telling this dream, I thought it was gonna go left again.
Like you thought he was gonna get snatched by the feet.
No.
Basically on some wake up in the middle of the night and just turn on the camera and it's pitch black in his room. So he's telling us this dream. He's getting a tubby from Joseph, drinking wine in a jacuzzi filled with blood.
Okay, so when before he said blood, I thought it was gonna go left. I was like, is he having sex dreams about Joseph now?
You had all the theories.
That's what I'm saying. That was when I was like, what is happening here? And then I thought, because he's having this dream, okay, is Peach Fuzz gonna come in this house and break in and rape him too?
Oh no.
Listen, after telling that story, all the theories was going through my head.
It was just flowing. What ends up really happening is they both have on Peach Fuzz masks, but something is strange about Aaron, and he finds out he's a whole baby. I said, oh no, baby. I don't even know, no pun intended, I don't even know what to tell you. The next day, Joseph sends over another box. Girl, this ain't the PR packages we was asking for. This is a knife and another DVD, apologizing, but also calling out a little petty war between them and instructing Aaron to search the box again, friend, dig a little deeper. And first of all, when he says that, did you notice the background noise? I don't know what it was. I think it was a bird in Joseph's video, but it low-key sounded like the Jigsaw laughter, and I was not with that.
But also, why did Aaron kick the box like that?
Because I'm like, first of all,
and his feet were mad dirty. Why everybody's feet were dirty?
Why did you grab that knife? Listen, I know when you was watching The Circle, you was seeing Jack's feet.
Wait, which one is Jack?
You caught up, right?
Yeah, but
okay. Jack is the one that was playing Emily. And
yeah,
shit.
Feet.
Sorry, y'all. Yeah.
Yeah, his feet.
Ugh. Always. Like, why do y'all do that? Like, now when we were little, it was excusable because, sometimes them sandals, playground dirt, it was inevitable.
He in his house though, so your floors are that dirty?
Exactly.
That is unacceptable.
No.
Unacceptable.
I'm still mad you picked up this knife though and left all your prints on it. Like, why didn't you take the box to the police? Of course, it was no return address, but they could have figured something out.
His call to the police was funny too.
It was. He was
like on the phone laughing at him. They had to be.
Sure, I'm gonna be sleeping tight tonight.
They had to be on the phone laughing at him. Like, there's no way.
Like, dude, you called us no name, no return address, no Addy. You called telling us that this guy told you to cut open a stuffed wolf and it has a locket inside with both of you guys' picture and it plays Rockabye Baby. What are we supposed to do with that?
And see, this is when I still thought it was gonna go left. Because he got a locket in it with both of y'all faces in it.
And then
That's some Fatal Attraction type shit.
well, something like it, because that night Aaron's nightmares continue, but we don't get to hear this story because a bang sends him into defense mode, arming himself with that same knife. Or actually, it could have been a different, I really don't know. But he's searching his house and completely misses Joseph standing right there at his back door. First of all, why don't y'all have blinds and curtains? Now, I'm not going to stunt. I want hella windows in my house, but you better believe we're going to have thick curtains, okay? I'm not playing that. No, you won't. Like the top floors, especially if it ain't like no mountains and stuff and no trees to where you can peek from a distance. Yeah, I might not put no curtains or blank. I don't know. They might be open a little more, but hell no. No. He kind of does see him a little bit, but then, oh my God, Sydney, for the second time today, Sydney Marie Prescott told y'all asses to stop investigating shit. And you gonna go outside and leave the door unlocked and open?
Yeah, that pissed me off because I'm like, why would you go outside?
God.
And then I was like, yep, Joseph snuck in the house at this point.
That's exactly why you missing a piece of hair. And I don't even think he found that out.
And wrote that down too, because I was like, so you don't even look at your own footage? Like, I am so anal. I vlog, you guys, and I'm so anal that I'll go back and look at the footage that I took.
Right. And I'm thinking that too, but I'm also thinking, he's not our age, so he's not as vain. But at the same time, what I'm saying is he really wouldn't have a reason to look at it. But I just feel like, given the situation,
nah.
Come on.
I would look at my
feel like
footage.
you should have looked.
That pissed me off. Like, you don't check your video footage?
No. What he do check is this final DVD that Joseph sends to him. First of all, I'm whooping your ass because you're not about to cut my screen and be sticking shit through there. Because I don't even know how much that costs, because I ain't never seen that. Anytime I've come into a house, it's always just been there. So I'm sure it might not be expensive at all. But still, don't be doing that. On the DVD, Joseph admits that he was the one, not no raccoons, rummaging through the trash and found all the things that Aaron threw away. Again, laying it on thick. Joseph offers to meet him in a public park to make amends. I'm like, dude, he gives this long, sad sob story, and somehow,
and so at this point, I thought Aaron liked him low-key, because I wouldn't have went.
I do this often. I do things when I really do feel bad for people.
But this dude is crazy. Why would you go meet a psycho?
And that's what I was about to say. I am acquaintances with some people who would like to be a little bit closer to me than they think they are. And I know how to handle those people, because I feel like if y'all was a little bit closer, and I'm not nobody, but I feel like y'all would do some shit. And no. Now, the only thing, I'm going to give it to Aaron one more time, but only a little bit. And he tries to be ahead of the curve by setting a camera up in his car and then having his phone on speed dial to 911. And he waits on the bench, right? We hear a chainsaw, and he immediately looks around. How does one not sense a person walking up on them?
Exactly.
Joseph approaches from behind, albeit not enough to see a shadow, though. And that's the only way I wrote that off. But I'm like, no, I can always feel like, especially if I'm alone, I can feel when like somebody's nearing, like.
Exactly. But not only that, it's like, even when I was staying in my parents' house, I can tell when someone came upstairs if I didn't physically hear them, because I can hear atmosphere changes, if that makes sense.
No, I know exactly what you mean, but I never knew what it was called. So I didn't even try to describe what it was because
So
I
it's
probably
like,
said some astro stuff.
yeah, I can hear atmosphere changes. So if I might not physically hear you walk in the room, but I can hear the atmosphere change to let me know that there's another body in the room. So I'll turn
Right.
around and look because I was asleep like last week. I worked out, then I went to my parents' house, and I ended up falling asleep in my old room. And I just happened to wake up as soon as Caleb walked in the room. And he looked at me like I was crazy because I just jumped up. But
Right.
somehow I just knew that somebody was in there with me. I can hear atmosphere changes. It's weird.
Well, homeboy, he didn't have his sensors on because we wait an agonizing, and yes, y'all know my petty ass counted, an agonizing 71 seconds as Joseph dons the peach fuzz mask and draws the same axe from the beginning that I just knew they wasn't bringing that shit back, and just axes poor Aaron, and then gets ready to swing it again, but the video stops, and I'm like, wait, this is a live video. How the fuck is this pausing? Girl, why the fuck did Joseph have this goddamn video?
Yep.
And then he was like, upon rewatch, and he literally speaks for the audience, questioning why didn't Aaron turn around? Like you literally,
Exactly.
everything, your whole game plan was all solid A1. But you just didn't turn around. And
Exactly.
Joseph chalks it up to being a good person. And he was like, you just knew I wouldn't harm you. And now you're my favorite. Out of all my victims, all of them. I knew something wasn't right. And then I really knew you wasn't about the right when you turned the camera back around and pressed play and just started like talking to Aaron as he just laid on that park bench, laid out. And of course, it would not be freaking Joseph if we did not get a double ass jump scare. And girl, let me tell you something. Every time I done watch this movie, I jump. And I know it's about to happen.
He's fucking weird.
He is. And first of all, why is that not even the end, y'all? Y'all probably thought we was going to say, and that's the ride. But no, baby, because he's setting this shit up again. And now he calling himself Bill. And while he's doing that, he's talking to his new target, telling him what he needs to do, where he needs to be at, all the details. As he puts Aaron's little DVD footage away in this little cabinet with other DVDs. And it's not just like,
yep.
it's not just like a few. It's like a whole collection, like a blockbuster panel wall collection. Like, and that's the end.
That was a good little minute 15. I mean, not minute, Lord, hour 15-minute ride.
It's 77 minutes.
I liked it.
4 of those minutes, we were in the dark. And 71 of those minutes, we were waiting for somebody to get axed or seeing if he was going to turn around. Because I'm not going to stunt. I'm pretty sure the first time I watched this, I was probably pulling a Brenda, screaming at the screen, like, nigga, turn around. Like, why aren't you fucking turning around? Why did you even go? Aaron, making me pissed.
Yeah, I was mad that he went in the first place. Like, that just didn't make any sense to me. You just wanted to die.
I have to give it to this movie because this is really how you take something small and make it work, okay?
Yeah, I liked it.
I think what's really most effective and affecting for found footage movies is how real it is. And for this movie, it works because I mentioned earlier when like Joseph is about to tell his little deep dark secret, you like, okay, why are we recording this? Because ain't this supposed to be a different type of documentary? But even that in itself, Aaron has to record this because this is supposed to be for this man's last dying wish until he finds out that's all a lie. Then at that point, it's for his safety. So either way, both reasons to still be having the camera rolling is valid. And it's not just something paper thin. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to stunt, even though I do love me a found footage. Sometimes I just do be like, damn, you know you can run faster if you wasn't holding this camera and aiming it at the thing you're running from, right?
Exactly.
But even because even the look of it, this is 2014, so of course it doesn't look like the Blair Witch. But I can still buy that somebody just taped this, and it is what it is. It doesn't have a real like Paranormal Activity. As much as I love it, and I will never let anybody talk shit about it except that sixth one. It does have a gloss. It is a little polished. But this one is still pretty rugged, you know?
It reminded me of a vlog for real.
Well, speaking of liking it, it got a 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb, an 89% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 3.3 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Johnny, what do you rate? Hold on. Let me pull up my sheet. Creep.
I think I gotta give it an 85.
An 85? Ooh.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be real. I did not know how this was going to go this week. I was like, she can either really like this or not like this. It's going to be either or. I have to say, I was a little bit torn because I really like this movie. And I definitely like, you know me, if you can make something out of nothing, that's always going to sell me on a story. But I'm trying to figure out, where does it lie? I don't think... I don't think it's going to change too much from my score last week. I'm going to go ahead and give this one an 87. I'm not going to stress myself out.
See, nobody has topped Mikey for me.
Oh, still, yeah.
Yeah, Mikey is still reigning at the top.
He gets free season passes to the park.
Yeah.
Little sweetheart. And y'all better not be mean to him.
Oh, yeah, that's not his name no more. We don't know what his real name is now.
Oh, yeah, no, it might be, yeah, no. Oh, shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, while we figure that out or not, you want to bounce out to the souvenir shop?
Yes.
Right.
It seems you survived. Well, before you go, join us in the souvenir shop.
I mentioned the cover art throughout our review of the movie. It's really just a shot when, oh Jesus, I still can't believe he freaking went in this house for a drink. It's the shot when he's going up the stairs and we can't see Joseph. We just see his outline and that's it. But I'm telling you guys, if this is the one that you've been skipping on Netflix and you're still here and you have not watched the movie, please go watch this movie. Because even us telling you what happened, we still not telling you every single thing that has happened. Because he still be putting Aaron just through it. He's so manipulative and I just can't. Stay with me.
Yeah, this movie, I loved it. It was great.
I mean, it's no real like promo merch for this movie, but I'm telling you, I don't know. I low-key kind of want a Peach Boys. Or I mean, at least a little plushie that Aaron got. Or maybe even a locket.
Yeah, a locket would be cute. Or you could have like an experience where you go into the magical waters and baptize each other.
Oh, hell fucking no, Johnny. Hell no. This is exactly why we didn't put you in that department. It's exactly why you're a tour guide. God, no. Absolutely fucking not. You're going to get our part. You're going to be like, what the fuck is this?
Hey, y'all want an experience.
Well, y'all, we 2 for 4 survivors, and here are your park announcements. As always, follow us at D180 Podcast. Everything you need to know is there. Got a movie you want us to review? Send us your survivor submission to destination180podcast@gmail.com. Survivor submission in the title with your movie. And that's it. I mean, if you got a theme to suggest too, if you want a guest spot on our show and you got a podcast you want to plug on our show, you can do that. Hit us up. The last thing I'm going to do before I put y'all on to what we're doing, leave us a review. You already knew it was coming. Written ones get us to the top, but we appreciate any type of review that you give us. And link up with us next time as we explore Hell House LLC with a very special guest that I'm so excited about, but I'm going to hold that thought. I'm not going to tell y'all who it is. Y'all just going to have to visit us next week. Ain't that right, Jonah?
That is right.
Have you seen this movie yet?
No.
Oh shit. Okay. Bye y'all. We'll see you soon.
Bye guys.